Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome back. Cumberland Outdoorsman out here at my shooting bench once again with yet another 22 Rimfire series video. Before I go on, though, let me first of all apologize for not putting out any more videos recently. And the reasons are kind of multifaceted. First of all, I had a problem with my back. I've got a pinched nerve on the right side of my back that runs all the way down into my leg, and it's been rather excruciating, and I missed a few days of work, so I just was laid up pretty much, and I couldn't even finish turkey hunting this year. I got one turkey this year, but I couldn't finish out the season by limiting out because I was just in too much pain. I couldn't get out there and hike those hills and get after those turkeys. And you know how it is, if you're a turkey hunter and you want to be successful, you got to get out there and get amongst them. So my season was cut short and I had to delay making videos. But also, the weather here lately has been just off and on, very sporadic. You know, you think you got an afternoon to come out here and make a video, and then it starts raining, and it rains all the way until it's dark. Well, I think we caught a little break today, and it rained earlier today, but I think it cleared up enough to be able to come out here and make this video. So let me introduce you to some new members of the family. You remember shooting at the bunny rabbit, the steel bunny rabbit, and also the squirrel and his buddy, the other squirrel. But I've got some new targets. I've got another bunny rabbit, a little guy here, that's his little brother, I'd say. And then we've got a crow target to shoot at. And we've got a pigeon. And finally we got a starling to shoot at. You know, I wanted to get some new targets because I know you guys were tired of seeing me shoot at the same targets over and over again for each video. So now we've got a little bit of diversity and we'll add a little spice to the game. So today I'm going to go ahead and set these up, take them down there to the 50-yard mark, and we're going to shoot them with two of my favorite 22 rifles. First of all, my Remington model 581 that I customized years ago, and also my Seneca Green Nylon 66. And we're just going to set them up and do a little plinking today. Nothing formal, just some fun. I think we'll be able to make some consistent hits, and the ammunition we're going to use is just CCI standard velocity, because since we're just going to do some plinking, that ammunition is always great for target work. So let me get these set up and let's do a little shooting. Okay, my friends, we're going to start the party with the 581 first. So I'll get the camera turned around and focused in on those targets. That way you can see the hits as they happen. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get zoomed in on these targets down here. As you can see, I've got them set up there. I've got a bunny rabbit on the bottom right, one just above that. So there's two bunny rabbits, and then next to that little bunny rabbit there's a starling, and then there's a pigeon, a crow, and another squirrel there. It's kind of hard to see with that dark background. And then another squirrel just below that squirrel on the far left. So I've got 7 rounds in my Remington 581. I've got 6 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. So let's commence the shooting here. Get this show on the road. Here we go. All right. Let's shoot that squirrel on the far left on top. Well, I guess my pigeon fell over. Let's go ahead and shoot that crow. Let's give that little starling there a try. See if we can nail him. Lifted him up and carried him backwards. All right, there's another squirrel on the far left there on the bottom. Let's see if we can do a headshot on that one. Yep. And let's shoot that bunny rabbit in the head on the far right, on the bottom. Okay, and then that little bunny rabbit on top. Let's pop him in the head too. And what do we have left? Let's see. Let's shoot that little orange target right next to that bottom bunny rabbit there. See if we can hit that right in the middle. Yep. All right, that's all 7 rounds. So let me go down there and get them set up, and we'll try the Nylon 66 next. All right, folks, now it's time for the Nylon 66. Got her charged. And let's take a few shots here. I'll set that pigeon back up, so tell you what, let's shoot that pigeon first. It's right between the starling and the crow. No problem. That would have been pigeon pie for supper. Let me see if I can hit that starling. Yep, no problem. Now that little bunny rabbit there on the right, and the one below it. And let's shoot that squirrel on the far left on the bottom. And let's see. Oh, we still got the crow up there. And then that other squirrel there. Well, I'm not sure what happened there. I think I missed that one. Got a little overconfident there. All right. I'll tell you what, let's shoot that bunny rabbit on the far right again. Let's see if we can hit him right in the head. Yep. And that squirrel is sideways there. And that's it. That's all 10 rounds. Well, my friends, that was short and sweet, but it was a lot of fun. Nothing like coming out here and doing a little bit of plinking with one of your favorite 22 rifles or pistols. And since I got some new targets now, I'll be setting these up whenever we do some shooting out here, whether we're informally shooting or I'm out here with my grandson just having some fun or testing out another rifle or some new ammunition. You'll see these targets set up from now on because I wanted to add a little bit of spice to my videos. And maybe I'll get a few more of these. These are kind of challenging. They're smaller. You know, I'm thinking maybe a mouse or a rat, you know, something kind of small. If you have any ideas of steel targets that you'd like for me to, you know, make up and put out there to plink at, just let me know in the comments section below. But I wanted to do this because I know that my viewers were getting tired of the same old targets over and over again, so I added these, and I thought this guy here was probably the cutest one of all. This little cottontail rabbit. He's about a half-grown rabbit, and just about will fit into my hand there very easily. But as you can see from the impact of even this standard velocity ammunition, those targets toppled over very easily at 50 yards. And just about every time, you know, with a rifle like this Model 581, you can pretty much be assured that you're going to make a good hit. And as you can see from the impacts, that's where I aimed with the bolt action rifle, and that was the impact with the Nylon. It's shooting a little bit lower with this ammo than it is with what I've got it sighted in for, and that was apparent here. That was the first shot with the 581, and then that one there with the Nylon. And then the pigeon fell over before I got a shot at it with my bolt action rifle, but as you can see, I was holding here and then it dropped a little bit low, so I didn't know that. And I think the same thing with the bunny rabbit. Yep, actually I aimed about here and then it dropped about 1.5 inches or so, but that would have been a perfect hit on that bunny rabbit. That would have been fried rabbit for supper. But you know, if you like this kind of content, I know that my faithful viewers definitely do. They love this kind of content, you know, where I'm out here shooting different 22s, especially vintage 22 rifles. And that's my passion, you know, collecting old guns and then fixing them up and getting them out here and shooting them and showing them to you folks. Now the collection that I've got consists mainly of American-made rifles. You know, Remington, Winchester, Marlin, Savage, Mossberg, Ruger, all the major American brands. But you know, occasionally I would like to include a foreign-made rifle, maybe like a Anschutz or a, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I think it's called Anschutz, or a CZ or something like that. You know, maybe a Norinco, or I just haven't gotten my hands on them yet because I'm so concentrated on older vintage American rifles. But if I ever get my hands on one of the foreign made rifles that are well made, you know, those are top quality guns, and those of you that own them can attest to that. You know, they're very accurate, and they took pride in making those rifles. So, you know, if I can get my hands on any of those brands, then I'll try to bring them out here and review those as well, and we'll put those to the test down here at 50 yards. So anyway, I just wanted to make this short video, but there's something I wanted to include also. I'm thinking about starting another YouTube channel, and instead of incorporating some of the videos that, you know, I've uploaded lately, here just recently I uploaded one about all the wildflowers that I ran across while I was out turkey hunting. You know, I stop and I see these flowers and I take a picture of them, and I thought, well, I'll share those with my viewers. Or like those cocoons that hatched here recently that produce those big giant Cecropia moths. I've got another channel in mind that I want to start just for that, and concentrate this channel on old guns and hunting experiences, you know, taking you out in the woods and going squirrel hunting. Oh, and by the way, right now is the spring squirrel season, and I need to get out and make at least one video in harvesting a few squirrels, because the Tennessee squirrel season is in full swing right now, the spring squirrel season. And once again, I'll be using a 22 rimfire. I don't use a shotgun when I squirrel hunt because I like the challenge of using a rifle. But there's so much that I run across when I'm out in the woods, whether I'm hiking or hunting or camping or even fishing, you know, that I'd like to include and make videos of, because the opportunity, you know, to share those experiences with you folks out there and with people that can appreciate nature, I mean, they're just endless. I run across it all the time. And whether it's seeing a different type of bird, today I was driving and I think I spotted a bird that I rarely ever see here. It was right in the road in front of me, and it flew in front of me, and I got a good look at it. I think it was a waxwing, and you hardly ever see those here. Of course, this time of year we see indigo buntings, those real iridescent blue ones, and then those scarlet tanagers. You don't see them any other time of year, and that's something I'd like to make a video of. Also, different types of insects that I run across. You know, I collected insects when I was a kid, and I'd like to share those experiences with my viewers as well. So I'm thinking about starting another YouTube channel instead of incorporating those videos into this channel. So, you know, for those of you that are interested, let me know, and maybe you can kind of give me a guideline what I should do, and maybe a suggestion that you might have. Who knows, I may try that. You know, it may have a better idea than I do. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close out the video now. My wife just called, it's supper time. So remember, if you like to go hunting, fishing, camping, shooting, hiking, whatever your outdoor pursuit happens to be, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. But also remember this, hit that like button, smash the bell icon, and subscribe. That way you'll know when more videos like this one will be coming your way. So until next time, y'all take good care of yourselves and get out there and enjoy the great outdoors. I'll be seeing you.